Okay. So what we have done is actually we have produced another thing, that is a casket like thing, this, and this is connected to positive terminal. That means this is positive, right? Right? Now if we do this, then the whole current will never flow and the circuit is open. Why? Because these two surfaces are not connected to each other, right? That means what you know? Charges will flow from here, 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 here. That's why we should never connect this end, this casket with the positive end. Instead, what we should do is listen with all your attention. To prevent this, scientists have done this, don't worry. To prevent this, they actually connected the casket, iron casket, with what? Ground. Okay? That means ground is what? What is the meaning of the term ground? Ground is nothing but a huge field of positivity. That means now it is positive, right? Now, listen with all your attention. Listen with all your attention. Now the electrons will be coming out of this small hole which is created. Actually, this is the structure of the whole thing, you know. This is the structure of the whole thing. Okay? Clear? It is connected to ground. It is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Right? Clear? This was the, you know, total structure. Now listen. It's not yet finished. We have not yet finished. Now listen. You know, there is someone by the name of de Broglie. And using his formula, we will understand the wavelength of this particular electron beam. This is called what? Electron beam. So using de Broglie's formula, we will now calculate the wavelength of electron beam. Now listen with all your attention. Why we want to calculate the wavelength of electron beam? Because we want to know the resolving power of electron microscope. Because resolving power, we will have a separate class on resolving powers of different microscopes, don't worry. Resolving power is equals to 0.61 into lambda divided by numerical aperture. We want to find out this lambda of this electron beam so that we can put the, you know, wavelength of this electron beam here and we can find out the resolving power. This is known as Abbe's equation. Okay? Now, who will actually help us in finding out the wavelength of this electron beam? Why we are calculating the wavelength of electron beam? Because electron, like photons, are both wave and particle. They sometimes behave like wave and sometimes behave like particles, and most of the times they behave like both. Okay. Now listen. Suppose if I tell you this is de Broglie's equation, will you be able to find out the wavelength? Suppose if I tell you this is the de Broglie's equation using which we can find out the lambda, that is now this is the equation of de Broglie using which we can find out the lambda of this electron beam. Now What is this 150? We don't have to know this, we'll talk about this in details later. What is this V? V is the voltage. Now listen with all your attention. We know the voltage ranges from 30,000 to 1 lakh volt. So what is the, on an average voltage, what is the average volt on which this electron gun works, right? We should know the average voltage. The average voltage is 60K. That means we will have to put here lambda is equals to root over of 150 by 60,000, which is equivalent to what? Root over of 1 by 400, which is equals to 1 by 20, which is equal to 0.05 angstrom. This is the lambda or wavelength of this electron beam which is coming out. Okay, clear? Now listen, two more things with respect to this electron gun. Listen. Now, suppose this is an electrolytic tank. Okay? And if I draw like this, now just utilizing your knowledge and this diagram, tell me which one, suppose this is cathode, this is electrode A, this is electrode B. Now tell me which one is cathode, which one is anode. Using your knowledge, tell me which one is cathode. Electrode A or electrode B, which one is cathode? One person is saying that B is the cathode. One person is saying B is the anode. Okay. B. One person is saying B is cathode. Okay. You girl, you boy or girl, a girl. Oh, A. Okay. A. Any B. Yes, you who can eat as much as possible. Yes. A, who can sleep as much as possible. B, okay. B, okay. Now tell me why do you think it is B? Who have given the answer B? Tell me why it is B.
Because it is connected to the negative terminal of the battery.
Excellent. B will be cathode because cathode is the negative electrode. And in a I have already told that this is a battery. So the negative terminal is attached to this B cathode. That means B is the cathode. Okay. Now listen. A will be what? Anode. Right. Now listen with all your attention. Utilizing this diagram, explanation. Explain. Is this cascade cathode or anode? Is this cascade cathode or anode? This is the anode, right? And which one is cathode? The tungsten filament itself is the cathode. Okay? Clear? Okay.